if you're already an adult and you feel like more of an adultier adult after you cut your toenails, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Rooster here, obviously. Driving home, it's still a little bright. It's only like 4 o'clock. It's Monday. I'm headed home. I'm going home from work. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the internationally known, critically acclaimed, guaranteed to be Diddy free. So This Is My Life Now podcast. Guys, it's Monday. I'm headed my ass home. I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. Even though, and I was telling my supervisor the other day, last week, even though like I'm stepping away from being on the crane more, I'm doing a lot more walking because I got to be responsible for A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z. I'm tired. So I'm taking my ass home. And little known fact, when I cut these promos, I'm thinking about more or less what's going to go into it throughout the day, right? Like I'm up early, 3:30 in the morning. My shift starts at 5. So I'm already in the yard 10 to 5. You know what I mean? So if something like strikes my brain head and I feel like I need to talk about it, like I'll think about it as I'm working throughout the day. And today I was a bit of a part-timer. I only did 10 and a half today. I know. And what I wanted to talk about, if I'm allowed, if it's okay, was change. And I don't mean can you spare some, but if you could, all right? Ammo is not cheap, my son. Change. Last couple weekends, and like it's a bit of an involved story. Last couple weekends, I've been cleaning out my office because I had plans for it since forever to have it look a certain way so I can do certain things in it. And I started last year when I started this channel, when I started posting videos on this channel. I cleaned up a bunch of stuff, disassembled a desk, got rid of some stuff, moved some stuff around so that I could play games again, number one, on my PC. And I could edit the content like I'm doing with this stuff. But, you know, stuff is what happens, right? Lemmy said it best. Stuff is what happens. You get some stuff and then you lose some stuff. Then when you die, somebody else is saddled with it, right? So I come across just stuff in my life. My gun box just fell over in the backseat. And part of that change, let's go back some. September this year, in the year of our Lord, Lemmy from Motorhead 2025, I will be in Colorado 6 years. Now, believe me, that is an huge change. Somebody get in the comments and let me know how far it is from Queens, New York to Denver, Colorado. I want to say it's like 2,000 miles. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but I've been saying it's 2,000 miles for going on nearly 6 years now. Somebody get up in the comments and let me know. Or even future me will just put it right here somewhere. I don't know. You want to talk about a big old change, okay? I am, asterisk here, 2,000 miles away from where I was born, away from any and all problems I ever had, realistically, away from my family, away from everything. And I started over here. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was scared to death. I really was. And I told Beefy years ago, like when the first time I came here to visit before I moved here, I didn't get like that like a nagging feeling in the back of my head. Like maybe she's not going to come to the airport to pick me up. I didn't get that feeling until after I was already in DIA, like at the exit. Because I was like, wait a minute, what if she doesn't show up? Like we planned the whole thing out. What if she doesn't show up? Am I stranded in DIA like forever? It's a pretty airport, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd rather be stuck in better places. But she did, obviously. You know, she picked me up. She was late. I didn't know that would have been a pattern. But it's her own stuff, like for her own reasons. Let me turn the heat down. Let me turn my seat warmer down. It's hot. So moving here was a big old change, and I had to improvise, adapt, overcome a lot of stuff. Fear being one of them. Like I said, I had that, and now it was unnecessary. That unnecessary fear that maybe she won't pick me up. Maybe I got catfish, dude. I don't know. I've never been catfished before. I'm not a fish eater. I don't know. But she did, and we've been married. This coming Saturday, actually, is our 5th wedding anniversary. You want to talk about change? I never thought that I would get married, number one, and then stay married for so long. Like, you know, to a lot of people, 5 years isn't that long. Bro, 5 years is a bit, okay? All right? I grew up with guys that were doing 5 years in a pop and then coming home on a drug beef. You don't want to talk about my trauma. You want to talk about change. That's what I want to talk about. So our 5th wedding anniversary is coming up. And I'm not 100% sure, but she might have spoiled both her damn surprises because she's terrible to surprise. I've talked about it before. That was like a big change in my life. And so when I moved here, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'll ask #Mammy Gang. The length of the truck, the U-Haul that we used to move my stuff, maybe it was the 20-footer. I didn't even fill half the thing. Like, I didn't bring a whole lot when I moved here. Like, I didn't bring any furniture. For what? The times that I would come and visit, I would leave clothes here, so I already had some stuff here. Like, I had deodorant here already, pajamas, jeans, band shirts, stuff that I normally wear. So I didn't bring any furniture. We didn't fill half of that damn truck. The only furniture I did bring was the desk that I was using for streaming at the time, and like that whole setup, and my chair, if you could call that furniture. That's all it was. So I wanted my office to look a certain way, right? I know that I didn't bring a whole bunch from New York, so I figured what can be in there? Stuff, dude. Okay. Last weekend and this past weekend, I cleaned a bunch of stuff out. Right. I had a stolen Amazon tote. I'm not gonna say who stole it, but it rhymes with Schmeefy. Just full of stuff, and I had a shelf, rack system that I brought with me from New York, and I had a bunch of stuff on there. My stuff, pop figures, action figures, like movie paraphernalia, my picture with JDF, the greatest Power Ranger ever, and I call it my cool shit shelf. We remodeled the living room, got a whole new couch, and like really opened up the space to make it more conducive for 2 people that are cohabitating. And it looks incredible. I think it looks bigger now. So I put all that stuff from the cool shit shelf into that stolen Amazon tote. Again, I didn't steal it. Schmeefy stole it. And it went under a desk in my office. And from when I, started working where I'm working now, and then just started doing more hours and got into different things, more stuff accumulated. It's, stuff happens. Stuff is what happens. So last weekend, and like I said, I've had this plan for what I want my office to look like, especially now since I've gotten into competition shooting, not just like getting into guns as a hobby. I've gotten into practical shooting. And the one desk that I took apart that I brought with me from New York, I wanted to repurpose that into more of a, like an armorer's bench. Armorer. A dude that works on guns, okay? But I never got around to it, and I can words. Kept coming up with excuses and like reasons in my head. Like, I'm tired a lot. I get that. But nobody's going to do it for me, boys. Okay? So if I want the place to look this way, I got to do it. I have to do it. And sometime last year, I want to say beginning of the summer last year, Mammy, #Mammy Gang, and Beefy went to work on her office. It's not 100% the way she wants it now, but it looks like 1,000% better than it used to, because hers was the same. Stuff. We would get stuff. Oh, where can we put it? Oh, just stick it over there. I mean, that's why the garage looks the way it does right now. But we'll get to that probably in the summer. Just stuff is what happens. And then she had her medical issues, and like cleaning up the office and putting that stuff away became less of a priority. But her and Mammy, #Mammy Gang, tore it down. Like they went to work. We have 3 of the big green trash cans, like the waste management ones. In 3 consecutive weeks, they were all full, and they all went out, and it's just stuff just went away. And for her, that was a big old change. And she made her office, like, she has an altar section and her creative section behind her stream setup. And now she, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit jealous. But I don't like people touching my stuff, so I do it myself. So I have more or less my desk situated where I want it. It does need to be cleaned up. It's not dirty or anything. There's just stickers and patches, a bunch. Because when you're into guns and gear that you get for your guns and stuff. Oh, there's the police. Let me slow down. That am the popo. Patches and stickers is part of that stuff. That's what comes with it. So it's a bunch of that. And I need to do some cable management. When I reset everything PC-wise, I did not give what we call a shit and just hooked everything up and said, hell with it. I'm just gonna sit here and play games, and now it's starting to bother me because I'm working with less now, and I like that. So I need to do some cable management. But I went through that stolen Amazon tote that, again, I didn't steal. Who stole it? In the comments. Schmeefy stole it. Okay. Went through that whole tote and I kept some stuff. But I was talking to my buddy XPie and Aaron yesterday. That's what I decided to do with the other stuff. Like if I hold it in my hand too long, like I get sentimental about it, and I start to rationalize it to myself. Well, I could just find a place for this, bro. That's how it happens. That's how stuff happens. That's how it doesn't leave. So I kept some stuff that I looked at and I'm like, oh yeah, holy shit, and I put it somewhere that's more like out in the open. It's on my new cool shit shelf. But I dumped so much. And I'll tell you, and I thought about it, like, if I haven't seen it in the last few years, I don't need it. I really don't. So majority of the stuff I kept was pop figures. Kept my pop figures. Not all of them. Well, no, I think all of them. Ricky Bobby is in there, if you ain't first, you're last. That reminds me, as I'm wearing his hat, raise hell, praise Dale. I do need a Dale Senior pop figure. I don't need one, but I want one. All the Motorhead stuff and all that. Kept all that. The Lemmy action figures, the Warpig action figures. People got me for my birthday over the years. I had an Amazon wish list, and people would get me stuff off it. So the Motorhead stuff, obviously, I'm going to keep. If you can't, you can't tell, right? And all the rest of it in the trash. These 3 trash cans in this garage behind me are full to the brim for the second weekend in a row, because I took care of all that stuff. I'll take pictures and I'll post up what it looks like now. I didn't take any before pictures, and typically I do, but I didn't think I'd be cutting a promo on change. So I had a closet. I still have the closet in my office that had 2 sliding doors on it. It's a closet. I don't even know how deep it is. I'm not going to take measurements. I'm not going to do all that. The doors are actually still in the garage. I was instructed by #MemeGang to keep the doors in case we want to sell the house and I can put it back up. Cool. So I did. All that was in there, guys, look at me, okay, were empty boxes. And when I say empty boxes, I mean just my gear. Empty boxes. Empty gun boxes that are just stacked in there. So the trash cans look full, and they are, but they're not heavy at all because it's all empty cardboard. It's all empty boxes. And I'm looking at this, I was like, wow. And she was streaming yesterday, and I'm just marching in and out with trash bags, just dumping shit out. I have a Thrustmaster Warthog. Okay, if you don't know what it is, Google it. It's pretty cool. I might be selling it if anyone's interested. Think about it. I know where it is. It's on a shelf, on standby for when I want to hook it up and play games with it. The box is friggin' huge, and it was on that shelf. I still have a couple things that I haven't even opened yet because I would get them from sponsors. It would just sit there. So I emptied that whole thing out, and it did not take long at all. All my comics, I moved to one side. I took the doors off, and that portion of the desk that I repurposed for something else, I slid it inside that space. I have pictures in my Discord, and I sent it to Mammy, #MemeGang in the comments. And there's so much more room for activities. I got a cheapo little toolbox on Amazon, a couple T-handle Allen wrenches, because if you know guns, then you need that kind of stuff. I have my armorer's wrench, my AR wrench, punch set, stuff like that, little things, picks, screwdrivers, stuff that you need to tool around on firearms. In a little cheapo, I think it was a $30 toolbox that I got on Amazon. It sat right on the desk. On the top shelf in that closet, which is now my gundery. That's what I named it, my gundery. There were 2, it looks like spice racks that might have been in the kitchen, but ended up in that closet because stuff. So I'm using that as a makeshift tool rack. I have my solvents and stuff in there, right above me. I know where it is and what it looks like. I am trying to source a light, and by source, I mean if she has one that we're not using, I'm taking it. We do have one in the living room that we don't use, now that I'm thinking about it, because the cats always turn the shit off. We have it plugged in a surge protector behind the big-ass couch, so when they decide to walk on it, click, turns the shit off. Anyway, we don't use it, so I might take that one. Yeah. Because what I need for that, I don't need a light behind me, because a light it'll just cast a shadow of my big head onto my workbench that I don't need. I need the light in front of me. So I might just do that now. I'm not 100% sure. So change. Can I look at me, family, okay? I feel like we're related, right? Dumping all that stuff. Like, I know for a fact there's my West Indian's coming out. There's 3 full trash cans there of my stuff. And you want to talk about, like, it wasn't scary, but there were a couple times yesterday and last weekend, that I just paused. Like, I had the stuff in my hand and I paused. I was like, oh, wait, I remember this. Maybe I can, and I had to stop myself. Because it would just go back in some corner somewhere that I didn't need it. And it would sit there for years again. And then my office wouldn't be the way I want it to be. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. Okay. I'll take pictures and like post them up somewhere of what it looks like now. Again, I didn't take before pictures. That's my own fault. But if you know what the doors look like, you know what? We have the same doors on the hallway closet. So I'll just take pictures of random doors in my house. Hey, it looked like this. It slid one way or the other. That was it. But that change, I feel like it comes with growth. Let me open the garage so the dogs know I'm home. I'm learning a lot by being so far away from where I was born. Like, if I want it done, I got to do it my fucking self, right? I feel like this change is meaningful. It's important to me. And like, I texted Beefy this morning that I feel better getting that stuff the hell out of the house. Like, I came here with a nightstand from New York, and we had it in the bedroom until we got matching ones, because we got married. So we got matching bedstands. So I put that one in the closet because stuff. I went through it quickly yesterday. I took out all the pictures, and everything else was trash, really. Like, stuff that I hadn't seen since I moved here. Realistically, I don't need it. I did find my 3DS and put it on the charger, and I found my little booklet full of games. So maybe some Ocarina of Time on the 3DS just sat on the couch. Stupid water temple, son of a bitch. But I texted her earlier. I was like, I feel better, like, in here, like, just getting rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, this is our home. Why shouldn't it be the way at least my space, be the way I want it to be, right? Like, her space is, again, it's not 100%, but it's more the way she wanted it. It's a work in progress. And when we sort out her brain stuff, we're going to work on it. We just are. Change is like one of those bad words. You know what I mean? Like, it's scary, dude. It is. But sometimes you just got to pull your socks up and go to work, man. You know, was I scared to move 2,000 miles? Again, asterisk. I'm not sure if it was 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles away from where I was born to start a new life. Yeah, I was. I was scared to death. I don't regret it. I'm glad I did. I have the life now, and I'm living the life now and doing the things now that I should have been 20 years ago. That's a long time, okay? But think about it. Think about the changes that you've made in your life for the better. The changes that you've made to either start doing something or stop doing something that have impacted your life in a positive way. Get that shit in the comments. Okay, guys, I'm home. Clearly, I want to keep this under 20 minutes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already like, subscribe, share, comment, share this stuff. Take the link, put it in your social medias somewhere, and I'm sure people are looking for me. They can find me. Thanks for hanging out and listening to my rant on changing. Beefy's texting me right now. I'm going to take my ass in the house. And guys, until the next one, y'all be good to yourselves, be good to one another. And Rooster says, see ya.